Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's probably been over a year since my last video. Been super busy, now have a 1-year-old little boy. I've been real busy with work, but for the last year or so I've been on Manjaro kind of comfortably, but unfortunately probably too comfortably. So I'm going to start up, and I already have Gentoo on the desktop here. I'll probably reinstall that in a bit, but start up this is a SSH into my laptop. I went through the following here. You find your interface, you do a passphrase for the network name and passphrase into a comp file. You run the supplicant on that, set up a password, and then start the SSH daemon. So that's already been done on the target machine. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to do this kind of a different way, very little typing. And I'm going to do a very quick kind of copy and paste on all this stuff. So it's a little bit different method, and I'm going to post the guide on Pastepen. I'll post it to the bottom of in the description. So you just want to make sure you have boot and ESP. So when you come back out here, you should actually do this ls sys firmware UEFI, and if there's anything in here, then you are booted via UEFI. All right, so let's make a FAT32 system on the first partition. This is the same as SDA one, but with this is a NVMe drive, so it's NVMe 0N1P1. So this is the same as like if this was SDA. So just do a replace. Every time you see this, replace it with SDA, and it should work just fine. So we're going to do mod probe de-encrypt, make sure it's running. And I do the LVM tab. I keep getting errors, but it doesn't really matter because even with the errors, it goes through. So I would say just ignore it. Go ahead and say yes there. Super secret. LUKS dump, make sure that it went through. Yes, it's going to wipe that. That's fine. And here's all your hashes: AES, XTS, and SHA. You need to remember that when you build your kernel. I already have so I've already done this, and I really struggled. I screwed that up. So I really struggled getting the wireless card to work. It's this buggy version of Wi-Fi, IWL Wi-Fi, and I had to download the U code and build it into the kernel, and it just took me forever. So here's our Gentoo PC physical volume, all the stuff you'd expect to see. So we're going to do a volume group to call it Gentoo. And then we're going to create those. So we have swap, root, var, and home. VG scan. And VG change AY should activate it. Now active. So let's go and make our file systems. And mount everything. And there's our setup as I showed in there. So let's check with a free M. We do have the extra swap in there. We'll do the NTP for time. Make sure we don't have any issues with that. And then I'm going to do a ping C2 Gentoo. Make sure we have wireless. Yeah, we do. Obviously, because we have we're SSHing into it, so that it is set up somehow. So I just tried to do this, and I got nothing there. There we go. For some reason, last time I did it, it didn't come down. So I'll post this on Pastepen. So if I come here, I think I already have it set up in here, so I've got it here. So just go to my my paste bin, which is here. Meshi's paste bin, user msjche, it'll be in there. I'll have it in the link as well, like I said. So, okay, so quit. Tar, oops, undo the tarball. We are in Mount Gentoo, so that's good. Shouldn't take too long. A nice 12 core i7 in this laptop. I think it's faster than my desktop. So we'll go ahead and put all of these lines. March native. And come down here. Paste all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and leave those commented out for now. I want to get to the booted into the system as quickly as possible. So I'm going to try to minimize what I install ahead of time. And we're going to go with Silicon Valley HTTPS. And so there's a note here. I don't know if anybody's been having trouble with syncing their emerge dash sync. There's a note here that you're going to want to comment something out in that repos.conf or the gentoo.conf here under repos.conf. So we'll most likely have to copy that or do that. Let's just go ahead and do all of this at once just because it looks cool. And let's see, merge WebRSync. This should go no problem, but we're probably going to get an error on the emerge sync, if I were to guess. Syncing local tree. Okay. Merge dash sync. Yeah, so we got this failure here. Key server refresh failed, server authentication. So let's do a nano. Huh. For some reason, I don't know if I like that ICD, but anyways, so let's do nano etc portage repos gentoo.conf, and we want to go to the, what's it called? Sync rsync verify manifest. Right here, and change to no. Control X, Y, enter. And do that again. It should go. And it is. And I'll come right back once this is done. Alright, so I'm going to cd the portage, make that drive, so we have the accept.keywords or accept underscore keywords in there. I'm going to install Vim now. I'll do the languages later. I just want to get it, like I said, minimum before the reboot. So I'll be right back. Let's go ahead and install EIX as well. It shouldn't take long. Then I'll probably go ahead and do a update world before uncommenting out the use. I don't know if I'm going to need it. Just want to make sure I think we're going to be fine. I'll just do a world before I uncomment out use. This shouldn't take long. I'll be right back. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a world, see what it looks like. Hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, yeah, it's not so bad. It looks like GCC config, that shouldn't take too long. libcrypt, OpenSSL, OpenSSH, that might take a little while. Yeah, that's fine for now. I'll be back in a second. So it's just about to finish. All right, so I'm gonna just comment this out real quick. Vim make.conf or uncomment this and see how much it wants to do. Curious. With all those crypt setup, yeah, it's quite a bit. What do they want? To open SSL again, open SSH, Python, glib, BlueZ. So quite a bit. I'll go ahead and do it. I just want to make sure it's all available with most of this like Bluetooth, Bindist, and OpenSSL and OpenSSH. I don't think I need it, so I'm going to go ahead and do no, and I'm going to wait until I go ahead and boot before doing that again. I want to do this as quickly as possible. So let's go over here and do the merge the CPU ID to CPU flags, and then output of this goes into make.conf, then make.conf. Copy it. I like to put it up here and go forward to the colon equals, go to the end, append it, go to the bottom, dd to delete. Good. Go ahead and do the time zone. Vim locale.gen and go down and uncomment these. Select locale list. Oh, geez. Locale gen, sorry. And then do that again. And set 5. Yeah, UTF-8. env update. Go back to the root. You select profile list, so I'm going to keep it as just default base with no desktop or anything, because again I want to get back to reboot it into the kernel, into the system to make sure the Wi-Fi works before I go spending a lot of time on stuff. So I'm not going to mess with that. Go ahead and download the kernel, gen kernel next, crypt setup, LVM2, and sudo. Don't really need sudo. I don't really need sudo. Maybe do it at the bottom. Oh no, I don't need it. Could do everything at the root and do sudo later. So this will take a while, so I'll be back once it finishes. Alright, that's all done. So now, since we have the sources in here, I'm going to copy over this U code. I just got that through the Gentoo wiki, saying sometimes you need to build a built-in configuration where you actually have to go find the U code, and I had to go here to find the 9560 and downloaded this, untarred it, saved it to my desktop, and it's called this, and then so you have to put this into the kernel configuration, but you need to load it here first. So there's that. So let's go ahead and vim etcfs tab v capital G D to delete everything. You know what? I'm gonna actually undo that. So I'm gonna go v down to here, delete that, then v G delete that, O to go below, and paste all of this. It's a little messed up. A little picky when it comes to this stuff. Okay, try not to make too much time here. Okay, I have to go up. My LCD is showing. Close enough. I'm I'm not going to do the manual config yet. I need to actually go in and get all the, pulse audio, Bluetooth, USB. I mean, I'm not doing any of that yet. I just want to get into a booted system. So I'm going to do the bare minimum for now. Go ahead and go vim etc genkernel.conf and do a search for LVM. Next one. Go ahead and comment that. CW, yes. Do one for, what was it? LUKS. 0x forward in, CW, yes. Escape. :qy. So it didn't really need to do that, I think, because you do all this. You know what? Actually need to copy over, and I'm actually going to do that here. So I'm going to say secure copy. Issue at 192.168.1.5 home issue Gentoo, and where is it? That is genkernel config 4.19 genkernel config 4.19.97, right? Yeah, 4.19.97, and copy that into user. Let's do a ls real quick here. Turn them key binding. ls user src sla cd user src -la. Let's go ahead and copy it into user src Linux. Go ahead and do that now. Password. Current genkernel config. Oh, 4-19. Should be 19. Let's try that again. Password. Okay, where? Oh, kernel config. Oh, okay. We'll figure it out eventually. Is it working? Can't tell. Maybe it's a big file. LS on the target machine now. Mount into user src Linux. Connection timed out. Try that again. There we go. There we go. For some reason it didn't, try that again. LS over here, and it's there. Okay, for some reason it didn't go through. Alright, that scared me for a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do the gen kernel. Oh, actually, first thing I'm going to do is copy cd linux ls, copy the kernel config to .config -image.jchg, because a lot of times when you start gen kernel it overwrites config, so you need to load something that's not called exactly, not called exactly .config. And let's go ahead and load dash meshi. Did I not? Escape. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. LSLA. Oh, move.config. meshi.config. Meshi. Typo. Okay. Try that again. load dash. Okay, general setup, there it is, it looks good. So I'm gonna save into config. And one of the things I need to do is, what is it, device drivers, well, let's see, let's just go here, IWL, need to go device drivers, generic driver options, firmware loader, and it is there, good, IWL 9000. So you just paste this in where you sent this right here. So this exact file needs to be, oh sorry, not that one, this one, this IWL Wi-Fi. In case you have the same problem, you need to put that exact code in here. So everything looks like it's good to go. Go escape, exit, exit one more time, go down to cryptography. It should all be completely filled in. SHAs are all in, AES is all in, Blowfish, all that stuff. Save again one more time, save it again to Meshy just to make sure. Exit, exit, and I'll be back once that's done. It'll take a while. It is gen kernel, so it'll take a while. Okay, I got a compilation error. I think I need to merge AV Linux firmware. I'm thinking maybe based off the wiki here, it's probably probably generates where the file should be going. For some reason, it's libfirmware's gave me an error, so I'm going to redo this command after this installs and see what happens. Because as you can see, I got an error on the kernel compilation. I'll be back once that's, no, it might not be long. Yeah, it won't take long. And then, yeah, so we'll do this again. Control C, copy that over. ls lib firmware. And IWL Wi-Fi is in here somewhere. So, okay. I'm going to try to do this one more time. Hopefully that'll work. Load Meshy version, general setup, Meshy good, exit, check one more time that this is in here, generic drivers, firmware loader, it is, exit, so save that as the regular config, and exit, exit, exit. Alright, so I'm going to actually add that now. Actually, I'm going to do that first. What did I do? Yeah, what was that? Linux firmware? I think that's right. Yeah, Linux firmware. Pretty sure that's what happened. So I'll be back once that's all done. Alright, that's about done. So that's the kernel, and we're going to edit the LVM.conf. I've been getting some, the different drives are not initialized on UDEV database, and it takes 10 seconds each, and there's like 60 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now just in case. So vim, etc LVM, LVM.conf. Do a search for multi-path. Assumes that's a 0. MD component detection. Change that to 0. Do a search for udev_sync. Take the next one. Change that to 0. udev rules. Change that to 0. So save that. And we'll do a gen kernel for the init.rmfs. This shouldn't take too long. Then we're going to add mount and device mapper to the grub use flags, and then install grub. And got device mapper and mount in there, so yep, this will take a few minutes, so I'll be right back. Alright, so that's done, so let's go ahead and vim etc default grub, and let's go ahead and copy this. Quite a bit less than I used to have for this this part. I think this seems to work, so we'll go ahead and use it. And install grub. Hopefully no errors after all this time so far. And grub mkconfig. This is going to give LVM errors, but I think it's okay. LVM tad, but it should find the kernels, and it did. To a password, so we can actually log in when we reboot. And we'll go ahead and use create a user now too, might as well. CD to root ls arm stage 3. Go ahead and do this now. And open here, add this. That'll do. So now we want to merge these tools, system tools. It shouldn't take too long, but yeah, I'll be back when it's done. Alright, that's all done. So let's go ahead and add all those to the appropriate boot times. And now for a laptop, I'm going to, let's see how long it'll take to do Network Manager. It's just nice to be able to use, it's going to take quite a bit. No. So I'm going to remove Network Manager. Again, I just want to make sure that the dang thing boots. And no, I want to add WPA supplicant. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that. That's pretty minimal, and that should be enough to get back in and check the wireless works, so I'll be right back. Alright, so there's that. One thing we do want to do is check the config on the kernel for, oops, didn't want all that, just want this. And we do have the modules and all that kind of good stuff, so that should be good. Exit CD and unmount everything and pray that it's going to work. Yeah, sometimes it does that. Doesn't want to reboot. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. That's why. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. CD and do that again. I think this locks up when I do that, so I need to restart. And I want to remove the host. Okay, Gentoo grub is up. Let's see if it's going to load. We have a passphrase. We do have a passphrase. It did prompt for a passphrase. We got C open RC. So I'm going to go ahead and log in if I can, and then I'll be right back, hopefully. Alright, so it didn't boot up. So I'm going to go ahead and change the, or update this. So I'm going to cd or move package.use dot slash. This is for, I guess I have the Plymouth in there, so package.use. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do that. And then I need to do something about Python minus Bluetooth. So I'm going to echo, oh geez, dev lang Python minus Bluetooth into package.use Python. And then try that again. So maybe something is missing in here, and go ahead and update this. It's going to take forever. And maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. We'll see. And I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so that was very involved. I ended up having to do the full update, redo the kernel, redo RAMFS, and finally logged into the system, and I don't know why it's not letting me on. Maybe this .ssh. Yeah, that's probably why. Maybe. I don't know why. SSH. I don't know why it's not letting me on now, but anyways, it is up, and I'll probably do a video next about how to add a desktop. Talk to you later. Yeah, so the problem is I was trying to log in via root and needed to allow it, so that's it. Talk to you later.